Right, children. In grade 6 lessons, today we are going to start the second term 9th lesson in the fractions lesson, students. In this part 3, I'll discuss with you how to compare fractions. So, comparison of fractions, right? So, in this part, I will discuss with you how to compare fractions using figures and without using figures. So, keep in touch with this channel. Right, students. Now in the comparison of fraction part, right? So let's say using an example, right? You must using figures, right? Let's see. In the comparison of fractions, there are so many fractions, right? So I separated into parts. Now my first part is how to compare fractions having numerator as 1, right? So in this part I will discuss how to compare fractions having numerator is 1, right? So only numerator 1, right? So let's see my pictures, right? So this is whole 1, so this is also whole 1, right? Now I am going to divide this whole figures into parts. Now see first figure, right? How many parts? How many parts? 2 parts, right? So divide into 2 equal parts, right? So this figure, same figure, divide into 4 equal parts, right? Right. Now first figure, see this figure, I colored one part, right? So now you can write the students this colored part as a fraction, right? So in this second picture, see I colored only this one part, right? So yeah, now you can see students, right? Before going to the fraction, colored part, which part is big? Which part is big? This part is big. So if this part represent a fraction, that fraction should be big, greater, right? Let's see what is a fraction. Divide into 2 parts. See, denominator 2, 1 part colored, so half is a fraction, represent this colored part, right? This one divide into 4 part, denominator 4, how many parts colored? Only 1 part, 1/4. Now you know this colored part is big, right? So that means this symbol, this fraction is big. Numerator 1, right? Numerators 1, right? Let's see another example, students, right? So this is my whole 1, right? Whole 1, right? So when I divide into equal parts, 1 2 3 4 equal parts, students, right? Now I colored one part, right? So now you know how to write this colored part as fraction. Divide into 4 equal parts, 1 part colored, right? So 1/4. Then I draw same figure, right? Same figure, this whole figure, this is whole 1 figure, same. Now I divide this part into equal parts. How many? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 parts. I colored only one part, colored one part. See how to write this colored part as a fraction of whole figure. Divide into, student, 10 part, denominator 10, colored one part, 1/10, right? So which colored part is big? Same figure, this colored part is big. That means 1/4 and 1/10, this part big. That means 1/4 big, 1/4 big. Now you can see, student, you can get an idea, right? So go to first one, half, 1/4, right? This figure divide into 2 parts. This denominator say number of part divided, 2 parts, 4 parts. So this fraction big. Why? Divided part, right? Divided part is less, that fraction is big. Numerator 1, right? This one divided into 4 parts, divided into 10 part, same figure. So less number of part divided, that fraction is big. That fraction is big. So keep in mind. Right. Now we move to examples, students. How to find a big fraction from the following fractions. Right. So let's see first one, students. Right. So this is my first fractions. So 1/4, this is one fraction, and 1/3, this is another fraction. You can see numerator 1 1. Right, now I want to compare. That means I want to find which fraction is big. Now keep in mind, same figure, same whole one, right? Same figure, divide into 4 parts, divide into 3 parts. You know, less number of part divided into less number of part, that figure, that part is big. Only we consider one part, right? Whole one divide into 4 parts, whole one divide into 3 parts. So here less number of parts, so that means this fraction is big. Can you idea? This fraction is big. Why? Divided into less number of parts. So you can put the symbol this way. This is the big fraction, right? See another one. So 1/5, right? Divide into 5 parts. See, 1/9 divide into 9 part. So what is the less number of parts? Here 5 part. You can see, divide into 5 part. Only one part take, right? Divide into big number of part, that one part is small, right? Now here divide into 5 parts, 1/5 fraction is big, right? You can do put the symbol. Another one, right? 1/6 divide into 6 part, 1/7 divide into 7 parts. So which part is big when divide? Number of 6 part, right? So that part is big. So this part is big, right? So put the symbol. Another example, 1/12 and also 1/15, right? So divide into 12 parts, divide into 15 part, right? So 12 parts, less number of parts, that fraction is big. An idea? Right, keep in mind, right? So you can tell this one, fraction having less denominator, fraction having less denominator. See, 4 3 less denominator, 5/9 less denominator, this one 6/7 less denominator, is big, is big. Right, now students, we are going to discuss the second part. So that is fraction, comparison of fraction having same numerator, right? So early part, in the first part, we discuss how to compare fractions having numerator 1. Now same numerator, right? Let's see using figure, right? This is see students, this is a 1, whole 1 unit, right? Same one. So these two figures are same. Now divide first figure, 1 2 3 4, 4 equal parts, 4 equal parts, right? Then I colored, see, 2 parts, colored 2 parts, right? Divide into 4 equal parts, colored 2 parts. So I can write this colored part as a fraction. Colored part, how? Divide into 4 parts, colored 2 part, 2/4, right? This figure I divide into 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 parts, 8 parts, same 8 part, colored 2 part, right? How to write this colored part as fraction? Colored part as fraction, 8 part divided, colored 2 part, right? So this is my two fractions. Now you can see, students, colored part, so this part and this part, 2 parts colored already. This figure 2 parts, this figure 2 parts, but What is big part? This part big, right? This part big, right? So you can see here, right? 2/4 and 2/8, right? Now numerator same, 2 denominator not same, right? So this part big, that means 2/4 big, 2/4 big. Now what can you get idea? What is idea? Numerator same, denominator 4, denominator 8. So 4 8, this one less, this one less. So less denominator, that fraction is big one, right? If numerators equal, less denominator fraction is big, right? So keep in mind, right? Let's see another example, students. Say this one 5/6 and 5/7, right? Same numerator 5 5. This figure divided into 6 part, 7 part. Less part is here, that means 5/6 is big, right? So right. Another one 3/8 and 3/4, right? Numerator 3 3, same, divide into 8 parts, divide into 4 parts. So these 4 parts, that is less number of parts. So that means 3/4 fraction is big, 3/4 big, right? Another example, say student 7/9 and 7/10, 7 numerator same, 9 part, divide into 9 part and divide into 10 part. So 9 part less, that means this fraction is big, this fraction is big, right? See another one 4/15 and 4/7, 4 numerator same, divide into 15 parts, divide into 7 part. So less number of parts, this one. So that means one part is big, this fraction is big, this fraction is big. Right, now students, we are going to compare fractions, right? Fractions, third part. How? See, comparison of fractions having the same denominator, right? Now in the fraction, denominators are same. Now we are going to compare fractions, denominator, right? Same denominator, right? Keep in mind, right? So first I'll explain using figures. Now you can see, student, this is a whole one, right? Unit, whole one, same figures. So first figure I divide into 4 parts, right? So this figure also divide into same 4 parts, right? Same number of parts, right? Now see, first figure I colored one part, second figure colored 1 2 3 parts, colored 3 part, colored, right? Now how to represent this colored part as a fraction, student? That is, divide into 4 parts, 1 part colored, right? 1 part colored, 1/4, right? How to represent this second figure, right? Divide into 4 parts, right? Colored 3 parts. Now see, denominator 4, right? Denominator 4, same denominator. Now you can compare using the numerator. You can see here 1 part, here 3 parts. So big part is here, now see, numerator is 1, numerator is 3. That means this part, this fraction, this fraction is big, right? See, so how to get idea? If denominator is equal, you can compare using the numerator, right? Using the numerator you can compare. Big numerator fraction is big, right? Big numerator fraction is big. Keep in mind, right? Let's see another example without figures, student. Without figures, right? My first one is 5/6 and 2 6. Now see, denominator 6 6 equal same number of part. Here 5 parts, here 2 parts. So big part is here 5. That one is big, right? So this one big. Another example, right? 7 ninth and 8 ninth. 7 ninth and 8 ninth. 9 9. Denominator same. Here 7 part, here 9 part, right? So most number of part is here. That means 9 8 is big. 9 8 is big, right? So then another example say student, right? 3 fifth and 4 fifth, right? 5 5, right? Number of parts denominator equal. Here 3 parts, here 4 parts. So here is the big number of parts. So that fraction is 4 fifth is big. 4 fifth is big, right? So let's see another example. 12 15, 12 15, 50th and 20 50th, right? So denominator 50 50 same. Here 12 parts, here 20 parts. Which part is big? 20 parts is big. So that fraction is big. So right, now let's move to another part. So that is students, see comparison of fraction not having the same numerator or denominator. Numerator, denominator not same, right? So let's see how to compare, right? So without figures I'll compare these fake fractions, right? Let's see. My first fraction is 2/3 and another fraction is 1/6, right? See, denominator 3 6 not equal, numerator 2 1 not equal, right? So I here what is going to do is I am going to make denominators equal. Denominators equal. Now you can see here in this first fraction denominator is 3. Denominator is 3. This fraction denominator is 6. Now I can make here denominator 6. That means I can write equal fraction, equivalent fraction to 2/3 which has denominator 6 because of this 6, right? To compare, right? So denominators equal means easily can compare using the numerator, right? So what to do? Here should multiply by number to get 6, right? Now you have idea, right? So my fraction is 2/3, so that should multiply by number 3 into 2. So that means numerator and denominator both should multiply by same number. Then you get 2 into 2 is 4, 3 into 2 is 6, right? So now 2/3 and 4 6 equivalent fraction, right? So now I can put, instead of 2/3 I can put 4 6, right? Here 1 6 is there, that is not changed, right? So these two equal. Now I can compare. How? Denominator same number of part divided. Now 4 parts, 1 part. Which part big? 4 part is big. 4 part is big, right? Understand? Right. So given fraction is not 4 6. Given fraction is 2/3 and 1 6. Consistent. Now this fraction is big. That means this fraction is equal to this one. Therefore this one is big. Right. So this is the given two fraction. We have to compare these two. Right. Now let's see another example, students. Right. 3/4 and 2/3. Now you can see I'm going to equal the denominator. You can see 4 3. What is equal? Right? How? 3 4 3 4 3. Right? You can't multiply one fraction. So therefore you have to make in denominator, in both fraction denominator is 12, right? So try to make both fractions denominator is 12, right? How to do that one? So this 3/4 should multiply by number to get 12. This should multiply by 3, same number you have to multiply. 2/3 that should multiply to get 12 here. 3 into 4. That means numerator also by 4. Now get here what happened? 3 multiplied by 3, that is 9. 4 into 3, that is 12. Right here 2 into 4, that is 8. Here 3 into 4, 12. Right now see 12, 12, denominator same number of parts divided, right, into same number of parts divided. 9, 8. Which part big? 9 part big. 9 part big. So that means what is the given fraction? 3/4 and 2/3, right? So this fraction is big, mean these two equal, that is big one. That is big one. Right, students, now we see another very good example, right? So in the question you get this type of one, arranging fractions in ascending order. You know what is ascending order? Ascending order mean small one to big one, small one to big one, right? See, this is my example. 2 6 and 1 6 and 5 6, right? So these are the three fraction. Now I want to arrange this three fraction in ascending order. That means small one to big one. So you should find the smallest fraction. Now you see denominator 6 6 6, denominator same, right? So denominator same means you can compare this fraction using the numerator, right? So smallest numerator is smallest fraction. So here smallest numerator is 1, so that is the smallest one. Then big 2, that means 2 6 is big. Then biggest one is 5 6. So you can put inequality symbol this way, right? See another example. 3/5, 3/8 and 3/4. Now you can see in this fraction numerator 3 3 3, numerator same means you can compare using the denominator. How? Taken only three parts all, right? So what is the smallest one? Smallest one means whole one divided into large number of parts. Whole one divided into large number of parts. That means biggest number in the denominator. I see 5 8 4. So this is the large number of parts. So this fraction is smallest, right? So smallest one is 3 8. Then somewhat big 3/5 and biggest one is 3/4, right? So that is how to compare fraction. You can put the inequality, this one big and this one is greater, right? More another example, student. 1/7, half and 1/5. So you can see numerator. See numerator 1 1 1. All are unit fractions. Numerator 1. So if numerator is same, you can compare using the denominator, right? Biggest numerator fraction is smallest. Why? Divide into greater number of parts. So 1/7 is smallest, then somewhat big 1/5, then biggest is half. You can put the inequality sign this way. Let's see another example. 1/9, 1/8 and 1, right? So that is whole one unit. Now I want to compare. You see this is whole one, right? Whole one. These are parts of whole one, so these are smallest, right? So no need to compare this one. This is the biggest one, right? Whole one is there. These are the parts, right? Now you have to compare these two. Numerator 1 1 same, so you can compare with denominator smallest one, greater number of parts divided here. That means this one is smallest, right? 1/9, then big 1/8, then 1 is the biggest one. You can put the inequality sign this way. Right, students, now coming up next part is what? Addition of fractions. So keep in touch with Math Globe YouTube channel.